Dear volunteers of all countries, we need your help to make all the videos that we need for many different things. So we, the headquarters, will record some, but we need your help. So if you are a specialist in any of this area, open a channel on YouTube, and do the best you can according to the information I'm going to give you. As soon after this simple plant, I got an example with details. Okay, so I need botanists and to talk about those plants, short videos that we're going to combine already what they're good for. Because some people, know one but does not know the other. And for botanists to do that, do not show your face, okay? We're just going to use pictures and words, all right? Do not use your face, because our objective is not for people to remember the person's face. Do not show your hands. You're just gonna do the best you can and show in pictures, for example, instead of holding. So this one, for example, if you see here, here, you see that you can also use a pen to show, okay? So here you see this one is Philantro tenellus. In Brazil we call sete pedras, because take stones out of kidneys and take it out. So we have 3 different types. This one, it's you see here, it's elongated, the one I just told you. So that's what we need. We need to talk about the call of the stem, how the roots look like, the fruits, if they have flower or not, and already tell what they're good for. Or the other way around. Yes, we're going to do the videos with the other way around. First talk about the plant, and then afterwards how to recognize them. Because some things you're going to need a lot of them right now, okay? And so this is one of them, okay? They do not have seeds like the other ones that are by the stem. So if you are willing to help us with those videos, already post on your own channel videos about your area of the most you can, right? What they're good for. And if you are a biologist, you already tell about how to identify different similar species. Okay? For weeds, that it's important for us, medicinal plants. Okay? All right, thank you. Okay, so here I'm going to put the basic guidelines on how we are going to make those videos. Okay? So first, only professionals gonna write about them. So nutritionists, biologists, natural medicine doctor, and the home remedies, if they really work, a few of them. People can just keep the information but do not need to make videos, all right? Because we are going to be based first on these other things I told you. We are not relying on experiments made, for this university, that company, that pharmaceutical company, because many were purchased, were not real ones. What we are going to focus on, it's like that. This plant and that vegetable or this fruit or whichever it is, or this weed has that nutrient, that is why can help this and that. You got it? Okay? That's how we're going to focus on our work. We're not going to be based, because it's true. How are we going to know? University this, university that, in Europe, in the United States, and this and that. We don't know if they were really true. And if they were made in, the experiments were made in rats or in people, in elders, So we are going to focus on the nutrition. All right, so number 2. For those that are professional in the area, they can open and interested if they have time to do that. So they can have a channel on YouTube, you know, and as soon as we open our website, they can ask to save, you know, their videos posted, because all others are going to be deleted. So they can ask that, please, because I have, you know, so you're gonna be a place online at our website, okay? Because on that day, you know, the rest, that day or that week, the rest gonna be deleted. Everything that we don't need, because we need proper information made this way. Okay, so now number 3, no pictures of anyone. You're not saying, you can say to the very beginning or the very end. For example, here is Dr. this, or I am biologist this, you know. You don't have to mention which university you work or which university you complete your doctorate, because all this information are not needed. If you have a doctorate in an area, just put doctorate, you know, in the area you are. If you're nutrition, biologist, whichever it is, that's fine. But we don't want to relate anything to the university. Okay, the main thing is you, not the university you complete your study or the university you're working right now. Okay, the other thing, no clinic that you work, nothing of that, all right? So if you're doing that because you still have money from that, that's okay. Put at the end, the very end, you're gonna write. So everyone gonna go to your channel, people that you're attending right now, they're going to see your name. Okay, gonna be written there. Doctor this, doctor that, nutritionist, okay? And you can do a very quick front cover. That's okay, because some people still working, some people still offering courses, some people still offering for free, right, to help the population. Okay, you're only going to say 5 seconds or so your name, you know, something else, or the work you have at the very end, so we can really use that video. All right, so still number 3. So not your picture, or avoid the best you can, not avoid. We are not having pictures, faces of people. We're going to have images. For example, herb is good for the lungs, or is for the intestines, or for the digestion tract, right, organ. All right, so you're gonna show the image so people understand. If it's the heart, make the heart pump, or make the lungs open up. So we're gonna show images of that, because we have plenty of images, right? Okay, so the plant, the same way. You can use to show something, you can use a pen, but not avoid, we're not going to have fingers or hands, you know, to avoid. And the lines, see the lines of a person's hand, all is not needed, or the back of the hand, all is not needed, okay? Use a blue pen, you know, like I use in some of the videos. I think that's a good idea if you have to show something from the plant. The other thing you can use, it's a little piece of stick, right? A wooden stick, but not a proper, not a one that you just cut out. Have one that's smooth, you know, can be in bamboo, can be in proper wood, such as chopsticks, you know, the Chinese chopsticks. That would be a good idea as well. So, no faces of people. Okay. All right, even for haircuts, that's an easy one we're going to do, because it's too easy. Then we're going to have some people looking on the side, but not at the front of the haircut. It's authorized or not. Okay. The number 4 is different categories that we're going to have to be easier for people. And we're going to have 10 years. The objective is to fix everything we need to fix and improve for 10 years, right? The videos, our international constitution, improve everything that is needed. Okay, so but for now, the categories that we are doing basically are like that. the first thing is like for diseases, for health problems. So the title of that video will be that, okay? The disease, the health problem they have. And soon after, what they're good for, with the plant, showing the plant right there. You know, so whichever you're saying, and you're gonna tell details afterwards at the end, if it's a tea, if it's in a salad, or if it's for everything, the part of the plant, that you leave for the end. The main thing is for the person to understand first. So for example, ginger, right? So you're just gonna say ginger is good for this and that. Yes, you can show the image. Okay, on the second part here, already show the image of the ginger, or the thyme, or the dill, or you know, anything, kale, radish, celery, whichever it is. All right, at the end, because that last part most people already know, right? For the regular simple things like, you know, things, vegetables, fruits and herbs, wheat, daily roots, okay? But some others, like not so common things, you know, might take some time. Okay, the last part will be this part. You're gonna show the whole plant, you know, gonna show the whole plant, which parts they can take, which parts they cannot. Okay? Oh, no, sorry, that's the fourth little part. The third little part, I jumped, it's who cannot take. Okay, so people that are pregnant cannot take this. People that already have a health problem, this and that, cannot take this, otherwise they're gonna make worse. All right? Okay. So all this is part of this category number 4. Diseases and health problem, right? That's the first little one we're doing. The second sequence of videos gonna be like that. What is rich in vitamin A or B or C, and give examples, show the picture. What is rich in folic acid, what's rich in this and that. So people will start learning about that, okay? Also in minerals and everything, protein, right? Okay. And calcium. So what is rich in? So that's the next category. So many videos. Okay. Those videos gonna tell, for example, vitamin A, and then you put many examples, right? Like a counter, maybe a counter, or at the grassy area outside the garden, gonna be even more beautiful, right? Just try the best you can. No fingers, no arms, no hands. All right. So what is rich in? So let's do what is rich in. Let's do number 5, right? Just to be easier, because there are too many. I'm going to type afterwards the better numbers for you to have a better idea, but just to keep going the explanation right now. Let's keep going. Okay, afterwards we are going also to do the same for objects, for producers of items, you know, for a house, how to do things at home. So you can already start organizing. You know, try to figure out the best idea. So when we put online, if you have a better idea than the one we put online at our organization launching day, and then, you know, you're gonna go through the regular process. Always go through the regular, you know, mandatory process first. So your own community already have department directors, go to them first. They will contact the university, the county university. The county university will contact the state country, and then the country gonna contact us, the headquarters, right? This international university that we, the headquarters, gonna be working at, okay? So only if they don't approve and you still believe until the end of the 28 weeks, then it's okay, you can contact us. Otherwise, you're not doing that. Because It's important for us to wait. It's too much information, right? For us, because many things we already know. We just didn't have time to improve, right? We already know, but it's too many things. So we're going to wait until the 20, let's do 1 year. I think it's good like that. Wait 1 year from the organization launching day. That's easier. Everybody will know which day. Okay, they wait that, and then they can go straight online if they believe they were not properly heard. Okay. Sorry, before they go to international, they can go straight to the state first. And then they can go straight to international, their own country. And then if it's still not heard, not approved, then they can contact us. Because we have 8 billion people in our planet, and many people are going to think they're the best ever, right? Some people are really great. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we cannot have too many emails to process, okay? All right. So that's the steps you can do afterwards, 1 year. Okay, so for everything, we're going to use the same information, all right? Okay? Okay, so remember the number 4, diseases and health problems. Okay, I said that afterwards, on a 4th little part of this item, they're going to show the parts of the plants. We have to do that because many people never even saw a ginger, never saw, because they're not used to have that in their own country. Okay, they're not used to. All right, so we have to explain everything really properly. Okay? Okay, and for all our videos, we are going to have this base. So the part 1, it's rules and guidelines. And, for all these details, including what you cannot do. As I said, no hands, no fingers, etc. And the part 2, how to do it, how to do those videos. Okay? All right. So we are going to do a cleanup on YouTube. Okay? I think 1 day is not enough because people will be very busy on that day, right? So maybe we can wait 2 weeks or so, right, to start deleting, because people that are really smart, they're already connected to this, they're going to have plenty of time to delete or to keep the good ones, right, that we can use them. Okay, because they already know if they're really an expert on that area, they can in a few minutes do those things again. If they already have good videos, they will be connected to us because they will already know that we're doing this. We need good videos, so they will be fast. After the organization launching day, they will quickly say, it's a very quick chart we're going to have, accept my videos. And then you're going to just to accept my channel, my YouTube channel. Because people, if they have 4 videos or if they have 80, need to be only very good ones, okay? And then afterwards, we're going to have proper space for everybody to apply and send the link of the videos with an authorization. At this little fill-up form, right? So I authorize you to use my video, make any cuts that needed. Okay. All right. The other thing I didn't say, the videos need to have 100% of quality to be approved because we're going to use that for many years, right? We want to use those videos. In future millenniums, we are going only to use what? The books. But for now, we use them, right? And for you that you're already doing the videos, so already take pictures as well, because if you have a good cell phone, right, or if you still have cameras, go ahead. So everything related, that's another improvement. Everything related to plants, all edibles of all types, and also the ones that are the bad ones, right, that we cannot touch. We're going to have videos about that too. Let's do it outside, okay? Let's do inside only for what is really needed, related to family, related to eating practice, washing hands, and things like that, okay? I think that's the most reasonable. Okay, So now I'm going to tell you the basics of this, the videos sessions we need. So one is for all edibles, one is for all diseases, right? One is for what's in it, right? For edible food. One is for producers of all types, right? Producers. The other one, make it natural, okay? Because in the future, like today, I just gave the example of the broom, right? In the future, because we're not going to have all these machines we have today. We want to have the least as possible for us to be sustainable, the most as possible, right? We're going to keep only the ones that we really need to be safe, of course, to be healthy, to be safe, but only the ones we really need. So the producers is two things, for now and for after. Make it natural. It's everything we can make it natural and manually. Even the oil, because we need to give job to people. People are not going to be home all the time, right? So we need to make jobs. The most sustainable. So for example, all seeds, nuts, whichever. Remember I told everyone gonna have 8 different types of oil extraction. Not because you're going to take 8 at the same time. No, 1 year get this, 1 year get that, like maybe 4 1 year, 4 another year, because we need varieties. And we are using the fruit itself, the nut, the seeds itself, right? Okay, so 1 year get this to learn, to practice, right? So 1 year we use the coconut, the other year we use the coconut oil, to have variations, okay? The other one is called home practices, right? Practices for the families to be talking to their children. The other one gonna be professional work. So for everything, from people working in regular restaurants until those the machines that we're gonna keep, such as toilet paper and things, regular paper, printing paper, right? That we need, they have to learn. Okay? So professionals. The profession, we're gonna divide in 2 places. One that is just regular work, and the other one it's on the field, and the other one is for machinery. If they will have solar panel connected to solar electricity, and some manual, everything that we're going to do manually. Okay. All right, so for all those, we are going also to have some, everything gonna be for adults, everything, even for the teachers. The teachers are going to have a list of those they can use, and those, sorry, the little improvement here. Those they can use according to their age group, okay? So which ones on the future are gonna be only for elementary, only for mid, only for high school, only for university, right? But for now, many games, according to what people studied before, they're gonna be using for everybody the same basic things, such as about the edibles, right? The food that's good, this is good for that, or have this or that nutrient, right? Okay, because many people do not know. They don't even know where plants come from, right? Some types of plants and food we eat. Because many people eat fast food. They get everything ready. They don't know, right? So we are going to teach everything for children. And many games will be exactly the same for adult education. And some even for universities. For example, which nutrients, what they're good for, and so on. So the parents are well informed, because we don't want to have very smart children, teens, and parents that do not know. Everyone needs to learn a lot on these first years, okay? So the parents will also follow and be together with what children, teens will know as well. Okay, my friends, so here basically, the types of videos we have. Okay, so you're going to save your channel as soon as we have the organization launching day, because we are going to make the best we can with our own volunteers. But if we need, right, if we need, you keep yours, that's okay. The other thing I forgot to say, remember the things you cannot have, okay, I'm going to tell you a few more words. So you cannot have any slang, you cannot have any cursing, you cannot have any words like that. And if you make a video, save that video, because some words we're not going to use as well. So try to use the words that are most basic as possible, because we are going to make our language, the English itself, very basic. Okay, so you're getting a weed that's very good as medicinal plant or as an edible. Grows well, grows a lot, have many nutrients, all right. So instead of saying, for example, English, right? Oh, in this state we say this, on that state the common name is that, you're not going to say any common name, okay? Just focus on one name, the name you think is the most appropriate for that plant, that's easy for people to remember. So for example, in Florida they say like this, in Australia they say something else. Just choose one you think that's the most the shortest, the easiest, and also the one most important, the ones that will be easy for the person to remember that plant, okay? Yes, use scientific name or the common name, but you make a cut right there, because you can go back and touch up just that word, okay? Because we are not going to record anyone speaking directly anyways, okay? We're going to show images, okay? Videos made in nature, and also we are going to make videos made on the grass with the plants, right? If you get put them all beside each other. Avoid anything that you're not 100% sure. For example, plates, even that they're white, we're not using those. Put them on the grass that you have, or on or in a basket. But the best, is improvement here. Already take the basket out, because some baskets not going to be approved. I have no time right now to show which ones will be approved, which one is not. That's another videos, for types of basket. Just put on a regular grass that is properly mowed, right? Okay. If you need to show details, for example, a botanist, right? You need to show details about a specific plant that's really tiny. That's okay. Get a board, a wooden board from your kitchen or from outside, wooden board that's clean, it's clear, so you can put the plant right there, okay? I think that's the best for now, to show any ramification, any detail, okay? All right. For botanists that already know the difference and similar ones, we have to show the similar ones, if all of them are good for one thing or for another, then you're gonna say, but already show everything that's similar to that, because some belong to the same family, some does not belong to the same family. We're going to go over all these, even scientific names. Some are too complicated, hard to remember, so we're going to simplify the best we can. Not too much, otherwise it's going to be hard for people to remember, right? But if they have even 2 syllables, that would be great, right? So we're going to figure out a way to be really easy, sustainable, to identify things. Also, if you're a botanist, a biologist, depending on the area, we also need people to already study what will be the best for us to improve the scientific names, right? which way we can do, because we need people to study, to be smart, and we need to simplify things. So please go ahead and already have your ideas, get organized, okay, in your head, because we are not bringing too many notebooks, right? You have to remember. And any note you make, you need to write in English. Videos are only authorized to be spoken in English because translations do not work well, all right? So we're focusing that people that already speak English. And you're also going to give authorization in case it's needed for us to use someone else's voice, okay? Because we need some males and also we need some females, all right? Okay, so you giving on that little note you have, you're gonna put your initials, everything will be online. You're gonna give authorization and basically take a picture from your cell phone and submit, and it's done. Very easy. Okay, so if you do not speak English, but you do have a great idea for all those families of all these plants we have, species and everything, if you have great ideas, so you're going to keep in your head because you're going to have time, for all those videos, as I said, you're going to have up to 10 years for everything to be really. Okay, so for everything to be really neat, really organized, really objective. Don't keep talking. That's another thing. You have to focus, and you cannot speak too fast as well, because some doctors are great. They know how to bring information, but they talk too fast. We have to see that some people are not used to study or not used to the subject, so they don't have to keep stopping every few seconds, just talk in a regular tone, not too slow, but not too fast as well. We can all adjust videos and make them slow, but you're already recording, make in a way that is, you will be objective, but also not too fast, because you're talking about the pictures you're showing, okay? All right. The other thing, if you're making videos like the importance of not having gluten, not having refined items, that's another group of videos, right? No sugar, no refined food, right? Okay, so why? Because might get diabetes and so many other health problems. Okay, you're not showing desserts, you're not showing sugary items. You're gonna talk about and make in a call or in a way that people will understand, such as we see many videos, they show the arteries being blocked, that you can show. But please, you're not going to show a bunch of a plate with fries or fried egg or or those desserts, plenty of hydrogenated fat or sugar, okay? So because we don't want to motivate people or for people to keep thinking, oh, I used to eat that, donuts or this or that. We want to have people eating good natural things, right? That is authorized and fresh the most as possible and so on. When you're talking about food, we also need videos that gonna show one basic video about the life of the food we eat. Why to eat raw the most as possible, right? For most things, not everything. No, not everything. But so we're gonna show one video that's gonna explain that. So when you get from the garden, you just pick it up, right? It has an amount of vitamins. The next day, even that's still raw, but as the days pass, right? 10 days after, 20 days after. So we need some videos to explain which ones, yes, they do lose their vitamins, their quality, right? The nutrients. And some they don't. They're fine for months, So I don't know exactly details, but I guess, for example, potatoes, sweet potatoes, things we can keep for many weeks, right? Okay, they lose, they don't, how to maintain them. So we're gonna have videos all about this, how to maintain food. All right. So, but before maintain, let me just continue a bit more. So you got Saturday's work day, right? So you have to harvest things early in the morning or in the late afternoon, okay? So if you're going to prepare your lunch, if it's a community lunch that day, right? We're doing twice a month community. Everyone eat together to meet better each other and to know each other, right? We're eating together. We're gonna have two groups. So one group we eat together the first and the third, another group will eat the second and the fourth, right? Just to be sustainable, because we need tables, we need people sitting on the floor, it's a lot of bowls to wash. Okay, so you're going to harvest your things soon as you're there, 7 or 8 o'clock, whichever is your hour. Already harvest, bring to the shade, right, for your community lunch, okay? The same way as the food to share. If it's a big harvest for roots, for example, cassava, or if it's for the grains, right, the beans, the big production they have that's nearby, for example, right, half block away or 1 block away, closest as possible. We're going to say how many blocks, for those big the ones that are fine almost by themselves, because some families can go on Saturday, but does not need to be right at the community. We want to keep the best as possible for the real gardens, right? The ones that you eat daily. Because some might take a few months to get ready, right? So they can be close by. All right, also for the family. So when you harvest early in the morning or late in the afternoon. So we need explanation how to keep what you can put in a container, plastic containers like the one I've been showing for a long time, which ones is better in a plastic bag, you take the air out and things like that, okay? All right, so we are going also to show, yes, people can cook things, right? The least as possible, they can cook. Why? Because we don't want to cook too much, because we have to be sustainable and use the electricity we have with solar panels to be used the most wise as possible. But yes, we can cook, sometimes can make soups, we sometimes can make casseroles. Yes, we can do that, and we are going to use exactly what is plenty during the season. So we also need videos about the seasonal food. It's amazing how nature works, because we have different seasons, right? Some countries have really the 4 seasons really established. So we have even that snow, it's okay if they have, their proper way to grow their food outside the best as possible, the roots. So the roots such as potatoes, sweet potatoes, also the grains and everything, yes, they can use during the season they need, such as a few weeks of snow, it's okay. Or if it's a few weeks like winter in some countries, it's the rainy season, right? That they cannot grow much. And some other areas, such as, by the coast, it's very humid, like here. Yes, we can plant a lot, but not everything, right? During summer, we have like 4 months that's really humid, and only more stronger plants can survive, because we have to remember we are not going to have GMOs in the future, okay? So we're going to have details for everything like that. Okay, the other thing, we are going to tell the amount. Yes, we can have some jars. Yes, we can. So we're going to tell which fruits you have plenty. Yes, but not to have huge pantries full of jars, right? Glass jars. We're not having that. Some, yes, we can. So we're going to have detail what is sustainable, everything per person of these 4 different categories I just told you. Children, teens, adult, and elders. So, because the elders and the children gonna be about the same, right? Or not, we're gonna see details, but basically it's like that, okay? So, because we want to have, the best as possible harvest all year round. That's mandatory. We are going to adjust and keep adjusting for us to have different varieties of fruits, nuts, everything along the whole year. So we are harvesting different things along the whole year. But it's important for us to have our pantry, yes, in case something happens. We have to learn also how to preserve our food, okay? So always have our grains dry really well when we harvest them, right? And everything, in case something happen, right? Suddenly a longer storm or the season got longer, we have to have our pantry. Yes, we do. So it's okay, we got some extra beans, quite many pounds of beans, of if people are in an area of oats or rice, or the rice I think is harder, I don't know. Yes, but we are going to have all these things. And meals, we are going to have meals, okay? One per county, or I think that's really reasonable, people working there. So every community will bring their grains. We're trying to figure out how we're going to do that. Or they bring per pound because they work for it, right? They took care, they really. All right, so that community gonna bring their grains, their harvest to the mill, right? So we need some carts that will have those wheels that does not have air in it. So you see these tires that are rubber all around, inside and outside, they're just made rubber. So they will last forever, okay? All right, and we're gonna have many extra ones and how to make some in the future. All right, so that community work hard to have a great quality, to don't have pests. They did everything they can. So, for example, one community harvests much more than another one in the same county. For example, that same thing. Yes, they're gonna get their own food back to them because they deserve that own food, right? So we're gonna take the peeling out of the meal, right? Just if it's really needed. For small things, people are gonna do it their own community, right? Because as I said, we need people working, not community, sorry, at nearby plazas, right? That they will have these machines and things. Yes, and the community gonna have some types of machines as well, okay? All right, we just need videos as well to figure all this out. What's the most sustainable? Which ones we can have at our own community? Which one's gonna have at the plazas nearby, right? Because people from different locations, they go, bring some, bring back, bring some, bring back, okay? And it's mandatory for every family to have the turns. You remember I told you, every residential community is gonna have their piece of land, hopefully right beside them, right? On a side, on a back, because we can plant, right? On the front, whichever they have. But if it's a half block away, it's okay because we need a lot of roots, we need different varieties because we're making a plan for future millenniums. So we cannot narrow down only to have our own 2 gardens, right? We need different things, even for pollinators to come. We need a variety of things, very important, okay? And also because we're not going to have in the future any GMOs. We're going to learn how to preserve them, yes, how to avoid bad pests. All this we can learn, but we're not using the synthetic chemical, we're not using that. Synthetic pesticides, synthetic herbicides, we're not using that. We have to learn how to do all these things naturally, according to where they are located, what type it is. So that's another whole bunch of videos, okay? Because everyone needs to learn about these things. And we need videos, we need books. Everything that we have in videos, we are going to have books. So if you're doing videos already, take pictures, all right? So if you select everything that has some image is gonna be taken online, that's fine, because everyone already have authorization. If it's online, it's online, people can use. So sources of for example, different types of meat have this, have that, that's okay. You can get those images online and put it in. You just have to remember, you have to show in a way that is authorized to eat and not, as I said, fried or baked, because you're not going to have baked items, right? All right, we're not going to have ovens, right? We're trying to see if we can have grills. Restaurants, communities can have grills, and residential communities, when using them, they're going to take turns, the same as the schools. I think we can have residential communities, schools, and restaurants. I think we can have them, right? So people can have different things, right? Because they still need to raise their chickens, and I don't know, some places might need rabbits maybe, because I'm not concerned about those first few hundreds of years, but for the future. So I really don't know what grow fast. So I know that chicken grow fast, but our main objective, the chickens, are for the eggs, because we can't have hundreds and hundreds of chickens everywhere, right? So we have to figure out other sources. So while we have hunt and hunters, right? But for the future, what we're going to have? We have the fish, right? That we need videos about the fish as well, and other things from the ocean, such as some crustaceans, which ones are reasonable and sustainable to produce and which ones are not, right? And I think we need one more land animal, not only chickens. If we're going to have ducks, or what we're going to have, or rabbits. I don't want rabbits, but if we need, I know they grow fast, right? For us to be sustainable for the future. So we also need to be what's the most sustainable. It's for shoes. Because for clothes we already figure out. So the basic will be cotton, some other fibers. That is already easy. Machines, we can have machines of different types to last forever, right? That's easy too. But shoes is a concern. So if you're smart enough, which fibers we can make them, because for now we have plenty of tires, right? And we have plastic, we have all these industries and machines of all types. But for the future, we need to figure that out. Okay, so here's an improvement. I forgot. Remember that item that I was talking about, food that's raw is better. So I think a good name for that title, because I didn't even explain. So one thing is fresh. You just got from the garden. Which nutrients it have, right? And then if you eat fresh a day later, 10 days later, if you cook, or if you cook a lot, or if you are heating again. So we have to explain. We need a video with all these steps. The other thing is that the same plant or the same fruit, exactly the same, might have almost no vitamins, no minerals. Why? Because it's a poor soil. So you have a carrot or another carrot. You have a lemon or a real lemon. So this, we need another video to explain the difference, streams, just to make people think about. Of course, if that garden or that lemon tree has a lot of bacteria, nutrients, fungus, different good, positive things, will be very different than a lemon tree that, doesn't receive anything, for example, okay? So we need, let's say, I think eight examples, right? 8 examples for regular vegetables and herbs, right? Another 8 examples for grains, corn, beans, not talking about color. I'm talking about the same exact plant, just for people to realize, okay? And one for fruits. Okay, so in a few words, let me already say, I think will be better 4 examples of each. So 4 examples for grain, 4 examples for fruit, 4 examples for vegetables, 4 examples for herbs, 4 examples for roots, and 4 examples for rhizomes. Okay? So people will really understand and have an idea, okay? And when you're doing those examples, try to get things from different regions. So if you're getting some from tropical areas, take the other one from subtropical areas, okay? Towards the extremes, so we have 4 examples of each, get 2 from one, 2 from another. So we want to have those videos the most as possible for people from different regions to learn. Why is that? Because first, will be more sustainable, right? Instead of having different videos for so many things. And people will move, right? And we are going to make those books with those examples. So always try to get 2 like more tropic area and 2 with more the extremes, the subtropical areas, okay? Okay, my friends, you're doing really great. All right, so now let me just number all the types of videos we need, and you're already going to figure out in your head, if you already speak English, already record your videos, okay? And so you have an idea. So I'm going to put a number for them randomly, and then we're going to make it better afterwards, because everything we're improving the best we can during these 4 weeks of our international conference with the country presidents. And we have 10 years to improve everything, okay? All right, but for now, let me just give you some numbers so you can have a better idea of what we need. You volunteer professionals of this planet Earth. Here they are. So I just already make an improvement and already improving here the numbers I said earlier during the video. I hope that's okay. All right? All right, so number 1, we are going to, the title of this collection of books, right? This collection of videos will be called What is Rich in? We improve afterwards. But so we're gonna have all the vitamins, all the minerals, right? Everything properly listed. And also some more details that we have in all foods of all types. Okay, so number 2 can be companion plants. Which one can help each other? For everything. For our family garden beds, for our grains that we're planting, for the roots, rhizomes, companion plants. The number 3, health issues. I don't know a better name for it, but everything that is transmissible and everything that's not. So we need 2 basic videos and then little ones explaining all details of all types, how to treat, types of food they need and things like that. So part of the number 3 as well will be which vaccines are mandatory for now, which ones are not, that we're going to be fine. Because I believe that eating healthy and having all this practice, we're going to end vaccines in our plan. But we need to do in a wise way. We don't want to say just, we're not using anymore. No, we have to be responsible for things we do. So if you're an expert in an area, okay, because we know some people, they eat a certain food a lot and they never have such problems that other group of people from a different country, sometimes even the same country, do have, right? So, but we have to do in a wise way, because we are going to end, eventually, we're not going to have vaccines of any type, because God created us, Mother Nature created us healthy, strong, wise, and sustainable. We are strong, we are sustainable. With good practice, we're going to be fine. But it's an adjustment time for us to reach that point, okay? So, if you're an expert in this area, we need to know for everything from polio to meningitis, everything, how long would be sustainable. Also, for the diseases transmitted by mosquitoes, how long would be, because some places still really bad, malaria, right? Many different things. So we have to be wise and make an estimate. And then we have 10 years to improve that, okay? Because we already have all the machines available. We already know how to do those vaccines. Yes, people need to be taken until we are 100% sure we are not going to have problems anymore, okay? And part of this number 3, it's also for us to be really careful in the meat, the animals that community does not need, how we're going to bury them, right? We cannot give animals to animals, right? We cannot eat raw, because some people like meat that's not really cooked well. We cannot have that because you're having blood of someone else, right? So we will never have again problems related to that, such as we had, the crazy cow, that's how you call, or some other ones, from problems that I had in different countries, so we need that. To be really give all details people need to do. So we will cook the meat. It's mandatory, it's mandatory. Cook the meat properly, red meat, and from poultry, right? From birds as well. So that all types of transmissible and not transmissible with all details needed. Okay. So the other things are books. So we have to keep having whichever is the most sustainable type of ink for us to use for those books. Because if we're gonna use 10 years to improve our books, we have to print those books afterwards the best quality of paint ever, such as petroleum, or if we can have already natural oil, that's okay. But it's another study we have to do. Right? So we're really 100% sure we're going to have great books for future millenniums. And the ones printed now, it's very important for them to have great quality, because people are getting used to them. It's mandatory to wash hands. That's another book, right? Another title. Okay, so now it's title number 4. So I think it's agroforestry. So yes, we want to plant a lot of fruit trees, but we need other types of trees as well, right? They're very important. Which ones we are keeping, which ones we're not keeping. We are just not keeping the ones that have thorns in basic words, right? Bushes, flowers, all this. But yes, we need a lot of flowers. We want to spread flowers in our semi-arid, arid areas, deserts, right? And also at our gardens, right? We need a big variety of flowers. Yes, we need. Not to be covering all over. No, because our main objective is to have food. But yes, we need flowers for the pollinators, for us, because they're beautiful as well. Yes, we need. Okay? Okay, so number 5 will be shoes. Number 6 will be clothes. Number 7 will be pests and pesticides, right? The best as possible, already have the natural ones going, for people to already be doing, at high schools, adult education. And yes, keep the synthetic ones while we need, right? For very bad things, okay? Such as rats, for rodents, some types of rodents, So we have to use the technology that we already have and use them. And then we're going to put an estimate. Okay, up to 1 year for this, up to 2 years for that, up to 4 years for this, and then no more, or a little longer. Okay? All right. So number 8, producers of all type. Number 9, make it natural. So for the producers, for things that already can be done in machines now, and in the future we are going to use manually. So number 10, home practices, right? Everything that I already gave many examples. Number 11, professional work, just for the work. And number 12, professional field work. Yes, because we need some companies, right? They can plant specific things and sell specific things, right? Because it's important, because we cannot do everything all the time. So we are going to have companies, right? Business owners. Okay, so that's professional in fields. And then number 13, things that we are going to do manually, at communities, so at residential communities, and then another one for educational site. Because community gonna be the very basic, right? That people can do Saturday, right? Basic manual machines, yes, we need. And at the schools, we're gonna have more machines, more manual machines, because they're gonna take classes at different ages, all the educational sites of all types. All right. And then here, the 14, sugar and refined products. So things that we're leaving behind, we cannot use, and why we're canceling them out. Okay? So 15, I thought maybe a title like from fresh to cooked. Those that if they just pick it up in the morning, for example, for the breakfast, the nutrients that food has. Remember? Okay, so that's the 15. And then 16, how to maintain everything, and go to many categories right there. And then 17 is the cleanup. So 18 is the difference. Remember the 4 for grains, 4 for fruits, 4 for vegetables, herbs, roots, and rhizomes. So I don't have a title for that 18. Maybe soil, maybe like that. The importance of soil quality is too long. We need something shortened up. You can help me to think about, okay? I'm just doing everything fast, because even the division of all these items is going to be better separated afterwards. But for now, that's what we're going to have, okay? So 19, seasonal food and their quality. Because we know, if we, as I already said, and also prepare things. Amazing how the nutrients of some fruits and vegetables help people, in different nutrients they have, preparing them for the following season. They should be like that, right? And we're going to be really clear that I believe that even for the algae that might come out, and help people, that we can harvest from the beach, and other business can do these things, right? Can have good things for the season that's to come. Like, for example, it's coming summer, we need things. We're already going to have very many colorful fruits, vegetables, salad greens, big variety. So we will have a natural sunblock, for example. If it's coming winter, we're already going to have a lot of protein gathered during summer and during fall, so we can have some saved protein. Okay, so basically it's that. All right, my friends. And then we have the number 20. It's for, you see, all this family practice, from cleaning to guiding their children, will be 2 different ones in the future. But if you already can do it, do these videos. You know, you can get pictures online of things, right? And show images, right? And that's fine. And for some of them, gonna be the title and some words that you are the title. You know, just written like I make many videos of mine. I just have the title, keep going for a few seconds. Okay, and then you will eventually put some more images related to that because we'll help people, right? It's like books for children, for teens, even for adults. They have an idea, oh, they see that picture over and over. Gonna help them to retain information. All right? Okay. Is two. One is to guide their own children, teens, and another 121, it's for clean up. Everything from laundry to cleaning their own homes. All right, and then comes the 22, is the good things for schools, for educational sites, good practices, how we're doing that. Gonna be a bunch of videos right there. And also the ones for the 28 weeks. Yes, you know, for the children, teens, and even adults that they were not doing good things, they have to catch up. They are going to have their consequences. Yes, we have to do something about, right? Let's say, even for a couple, for example, or even two roommates. Let's give examples. One was doing really a lot and cleaning, doing this, doing that, but was not doing something else, for example. And the other one is the opposite way, never clean or watch TV all the time. Let, you know, some countries, right, let the woman cook alone all the time and do the whole cleaning, even that both were working outside, for example. So we need consequences for the adults too. For children and teens, the consequence is going to be easier, right? If they were not brushing teeth, if they were not washing their dishes, cleaning, doing laundry, organizing, right? Dusting, folding their clothes, keeping their cabinet or shelf, whichever they had, neat, or their room were messy. Yes, they need consequences. So we need smart people to figure out. I think up to the whole 28 weeks, depending on what we do. So if you calculate the worst, let's say a child or teen did really the worst, so they're going to have their consequences. No fun days, extra fun days for 28 weeks, right? What was the real worst you can imagine a child? So left many times without telling the parents, or the police brought them home, or they disappear for 2-3 days, often for a child. I'm just talking about child, not a teen. So let's imagine the real worst, right? We're using drugs at the street because they want, we're sleeping at the street because they want, even though they have a house, but they don't want to cooperate, or just imagine the worst, right? Okay, so it will be 28 weeks. And what will be the least? Okay, so it will be 1 or 2 weeks, right? And for those children that were really good, cooperative, good grades at school, right? Okay, so we have to figure out, I'm just giving some ideas for now. So they are going to fill up a chart, right? Beside the previous points, we need some kind of check mark points, right? That will be part of the Peace app, right? To get all these details, but it's important. Yes, it is important. Now, let's say adults. People that have a good job that didn't hurt anyone. People that have a job that were honest. Okay, so all these details count. And people that have jobs that hurt others, such as producers of alcoholic drinks, producers of nicotine, tobacco, right? They know they were hurting other people. They just didn't care. Or they were selling bad things. They knew hurt people because everybody knows, but they didn't care. So this is very important. Okay, so basically it's that, all right? So you can even sort all these videos I said in a better combination, right? for us to be ready the best as possible and, improve when it's needed. Okay, my volunteers, I really appreciate your cooperation. Please have everything ready as soon as possible because we're launching our organization on November 11th, 2022. Great? Awesome! And we see you soon! Okay, so for this chart, that's a detailed chart. When people are going to get registered, they have to turn in their previous peace points, that form that has this name. They also have more details. We need a chart for people to check. That's online and on paper because everyone's going to do everything for 2 years online and on paper. All right, with all these details. Because even for negative things, we have many details for each item. And also for the positive. People that only, that also, they did their work, right? As a good mother, good father, or a good teen, or a good child. And they also help others, right? For example, teens that volunteer, they plant trees, So we need people that will help us to have all these details, even for the previous points, because we can ask everyone to do again, So please check soon as possible our previous points because it's too much. So check everything, prove everything, and send a proposal now. For those 2 things, we are accepting proposals now, okay, of a chart. The one for the previous peace points and also the ones with all these tiny details. That's part of the previous points, right? It's the same thing. It's just that's more detailed, very detailed thing. So get the peace chart if you have time and improve the volunteers. Please get all the details for every different subject and post them according ready to the 10 departments. All the questions, like for family, going to be really many. Education, because very important. Even respect. And let me just give a quick example here. So, for example, people say good words or polite and respect at home. They were polite and respect at school. They were polite and respect at work. And polite and respect the public in general. Their neighbors, people they met on the street, stores they went, because some people say bad words all the time and some people they don't. Okay, in front of each, we need some kind of way to determine. Okay, the person, because some said all the time, some said randomly or rarely, right? So we need details. If you say up to 5 bad words a month or 5 bad words a day, or, we have to figure out details for everything, okay? All right. And also for home practices. Yes, the person made the bed, but made the bed how? Properly, completely, open the windows for fresh air, all these things. If they, details for everything, okay? If they clean their homes, how they clean their homes, right? They did the refrigerator once a week, once a month. They did the walls once a month. They did the frame of sliding doors, if they have or not. They did the rubber of the refrigerator all around or not, okay? All right, so please, volunteers, have everything ready. For these 2 things, we are already accepting proposals before the organization launching day because we are doing the best we can with the international families, right? The ones that are coming for the conference to be the president of their countries. But for everyone else, going to be after the organization launching day, okay? And they, the presidents, approved presidents themselves, going to fill up the new form, okay? So if you have a great proposal, have it ready and send it to us for us to have it at our... Okay, so thank you so much, volunteers. I really appreciate. Here's Goiana Ferreira from Florida, United States, and get ready. I said professionals to help us, but parents can also help, right? Because teachers are professionals, but parents can also help with these videos made at home, okay? All right. Thank you. I really appreciate. We, the headquarters, really appreciate. Thank you so much. The other two things I forgot to tell you, don't have any music of any type during those videos, and also no backgrounds of people passing, right, or constructions, avoid. Try to focus on the video. Try to focus on what the video is about, okay? Be really objective, organize your sentences and talk, okay? All right, great, thank you. Okay, so I already have a few improvements for you volunteers helping us. The first one, that all the points, the previous piece points, gonna be already established as we have the 10 departments. Everything needs to fit on those 10 departments, right? Okay, the improvements like that. Every family will fill out their points online first, and then we just print them out. That's the best, because so people won't make mistakes and need erasers and all that. Everywhere gonna be computers for these first months. We're gonna take the computers out afterwards, because there's no need to store any information. We're going to have laptops, not movable laptops. So for example, at schools, we can make them adjusted. They can go a little bit forward and a little bit backwards, or maybe not even that. They're going to be established. Some already, because some kids are taller than others, right? So some laptops are already a little closer to the edge of the counter, right? The counter is going to be around the classrooms, right? The computer classrooms. And some a little far away from this edge, this counter edge, this table, okay? All right, so that's how we are going to do. All families, they're gonna do everything first, and then we just print it out. We are not doing one department at a time and print them out. Why is that? For two reasons. One, we don't want to leave space. For example, at the end of the first all the questions related to the first department was a half page left in blank. And then after the second, a third of the page, and keep going. So we're not doing that. So we're doing all 10 departments and print them out. The other reason that we're going to do this way is also because some people might be filling up one thing and remember something else related to another department. So that's fine, they can go and fix. The main thing is they have to be 100% secure. Secure of their answers. They have to be honest about their answers. And then at the end, this is true, this and that, okay? Yes, and they also gonna have time to ask their parents for information when they were kids, right? And do the best you can, right? The main thing that they cannot lie. For example, a child start to be disrespectful on this grade, on that grade. Try to remember grades, because that might help the year, okay? And for everything, at the end of each block, if there is any comment that you think it's appropriate, you can put right there. But you cannot talk about all the comments, about all the items. You cannot comment about all items, but one or another is okay, all right? I think up to 4 lines, right, typed, okay? I think that's reasonable, but the main thing, you have to be sure. So I start doing this on that year for sure. It's better, because then you don't have any chances of going to the consequences, because people that does not know, how the headquarters is going to know? The people that are checking this paperwork, right? Okay, so this information I'm giving, because it's also a video on how to fill out our previous forms, okay? So everyone will know. They have to write only what they're 100% sure. So for everything, I think I made 2 exceptions or so up to the moment, but for everything, we are already doing what's 100% positive and 100% sustainable according to today life, because we have different laws in different countries. So let's make our previous points already according to what it's the peace organization requires, right? The most positive, the most sustainable for everything. So for example, kids are out, right? They are out, they don't come back, they don't tell their parents where they are, that's one thing. Then teens get out, they leave for 1 or 2 hours, they didn't tell their parents. Or adults, young adults, right? Or spouses. Okay, so for everything, it's not right for anyone to be leaving, don't tell where they're going. I'm just giving some examples. We need to put details for everything. The other thing is for slangs, right? So, yes, they're gonna say, which type did you say on a whole year, right? And then they're gonna say how often they say bad words, like cursing or slangs, all right? Because that's the way we're gonna have points. So everything gonna be put at this piece app, and when it's really ready, we are going to print out the whole family sign right there. It needs to be done at the university, right? And everything gonna be made for these 2 years. They have to do it in paper, print the paper, and also do it online first and print afterwards. Okay. For this first year, we have every family gonna have 2 copies, right? Everyone their own to bring home, and one original to bring home, and one original for the university to keep, because will be kept at the city office afterward. We also need some different ones to fill out for babies, for children, young children, older children, everything. We need to have all these details, because some people really have awesome practices, right? And we are already going to establish, because when they fill out, they're going to be aware. And we are going to count all details, because that's important. Even that some families, you might say, oh, that's what they saw their whole life. Oh, well, that's what they saw, but that's not what's really positive, right? Such as being polite and respectful. I just gave a few examples. Okay? All right? And for cleaning, for everything we do. Okay, so it does count. For example, people clean their windows, how often? People clean their blinds, how often? People wash their cotton curtains or synthetic, whichever they have. Oh, this counts, because some people never do those things, right? So how often they did took out the refrigerator and stove oven and cleaned behind, for example. How often they took heavy furniture to clean under or behind. All these details like that, okay? All right, so the form that we are going to give to the presidents, as I already said, right? The couples applying to be president of their country is going to be the way we have. Improve the best we can up to that moment they're applying, okay? The best we can do. And at the organization, soon we have our website, we're already going to have this better form, okay? So if the headquarters decide that we're going to wait maybe up to 4 months to have it to improve anything, we can do that. So we're not, because no one gonna do all this information so fast, because we have a lot to do. We have this form to fill out, might take 2 weeks or so for each family, because there are many details. And also we need to do the video of the children talking about their parents, right? What they have on their minds, children, teens, right? Who helps with this? Who motivates for that? Who does this most at home, such as clean or this or both? And then the kids and teens show both parents. Who motivates to go to bed on time? And then, the kids and teens. So we have to do all these videos, going to be attached, right? Or someone right there watching them already fill them up with the video. Okay, because we need to keep records. Important for us to keep records of all this information, and also give a copy, an original for the family or an original to the university, that's going to be kept afterwards at the city offices. Okay, the other improvement is that for everyone making those videos that I gave some numbers to them, right, up to 24th or so, right? You have to check the videos already posted for you to have an idea on which direction and details we already posted. So you're going to do the same thing, just better, because what happens is most of the videos I start doing and then right there realize that's a better way. So you have to listen the ones I posted many months ago. Most of them are from January 2022 or so, right, about that time. And which ones are the updated ones. So for the same subject, you have to look up, if that's related to the videos you're making, for the improvement. So you won't be creating things your own unless it's needed. But gonna be an improvement of what I will be already saying, okay? Because we have to follow this line, okay? And if you have a proposal, if it's written, you can already write there, proposal, from that country. And then you can put your name, which country you're from. If it's a proposal, already write the new country, right, as they are divided, because proposal is going to come only after a year, right, after a year. So you're going to write the new country as they will be. If you're married, you have to put your name and your spouse's name, the family name, and the city, country, everything. If you're a teen, doing a proposal, going to be a family proposal, right? You can also put a teen name and then father, mother, right? Okay? For us to know where this is coming from, and will be posted only after 1 year. You're going to make the proposal to the person above you, as I already explained. Okay, so in a few words is that, so the 28 titles I already gave earlier at this video are not going to be like that anymore. Just go in alphabetical order and already have them posted for each separate department. Okay? All right, so now we're doing really much better. And also you can add the titles that is not there already, right? So if you're a volunteer helping us for the organization launching day is different. You can already write the proposal right there if I didn't write yet, right? And make it more organized. But if you are not part of this volunteer team for the organization launching day, your proposal is going to come only after 1 year. We might also approve a simple questionnaire for people that know that family, that person, not family, that person, such as teachers or friends, so it's not just the family giving points for themselves. So we're going to, figure this out if it's sustainable and positive or not, for others to give points. Teachers for sure. I think that's already decided and very important. We're just going to let you know afterwards if for teens, children, adults, and elders, we are going to do the same way and give points. At least one family giving points to another. We'll let you know afterwards, okay? All right, so thank you so much. Get ready. Our organization launching day is coming soon. Thank you. Okay, the other details that I didn't say, but it's important for me to be really clear right now, It's like for producers of negative things, because everyone should have an idea what is right, what's wrong. So also that people that abused others for their work in different ways. Labor people in third world countries using chemicals, bad things, they know it's hurting them, or even at their own country, right? Don't telling them, so for example, the owners of company might know what's right. For example, don't hire people that is illegal, right? People that, not using their proper names, or people that are using chemicals that's bad for them and don't really tell them, So for those details, who will pay for it? The owners of the business, and also for people that were in charge of those areas. People that didn't make laws properly, or people that didn't enforce the law, didn't have enough people checking. So everyone, yes, gonna pay for consequence. So we're gonna have another set of previous points just for those different things. Business owners, here it is, fill that up. If it's work for the government leader of certain offices, certain areas. Also for office secretaries of someone else. They don't have much power. They just follow, what it's told them to do. So it's different. And also people work in Congress, people work in a Senate, people that was supposed to make good laws, and many times they make good laws just for themselves to increase their own salary. So everything gonna have those separate forms. Okay, the other previous piece forms, right, for previous points. Okay, the other thing is that we are going to make for different areas. Okay, so for business owners, for example, some countries let people sell food on the street. So that counts, right? They're dealing with food. Some countries let people use their own home without inspection, right? Prepare food at own house, right? And sell it. And some countries, they don't let, or even some states, here United States, for example, right? And then we come trailers that sell food for events, some that are checked, some are not checked, right? And then comes restaurant, and then keeps going, right? Okay? Parties, so we need proper forms for each of these things. So the person gonna come, all right, you prepare food, what type of business had this, and that? What did you do, how you did? So we have to check everything for everyone. So we really count points. Yes, it's important. Okay, so, and then for every negative things, did you know? Some of items, we can believe people didn't know, right? But for most of the basic things, people know if they were corrupt or not, if they did bad laws just to favor themselves or not, right? If they didn't do good things, right, for others. So everyone will have an idea, right? So we have to write them down. Okay, even the computer areas, the same way. What do you know how to do? What did you did before? They have to check, okay? All right. Now, it's something else completely different, but I don't want to forget, and we also need proper forms. So, for example, people that are in jail in one country might be very different than people in jail in another country, right? So we're going to count all the points, see who really have proof or not of one thing or another, because people really look similar than others, and so on. All right, so we need forms, So that person has a proof. Oh yes, a proof. Okay, so gonna fill up one paper. People that do not have a proof, gonna fill out another paper. And then we are going to follow, all these things as well. Because people that they did really negative things, also corrupt people that are walking around, or some countries, let them have a home consequence time. Home consequence time because they have university or they deserve a separate room for them at jail and so on. But for us, it's not such a thing. They did bad. They did bad. Even worse because some countries favor those that have university, but it's wrong because those that have university are supposed to know better, to know really good, and have positive practices, cannot do crimes, cannot do anything bad, right? So everyone knows, if they hurt others, how they hurt others, or if they kill others, or whichever they did, we have to give points. Okay, so if you're a volunteer helping us to set this up, and also if you are approved family or not, but typing things, right, to be a president of your own country, please already put everything in alphabetical order. If you're a family doing forms, go ahead, please do it the best you can because we need all these details. All right, so now I'm just already telling here because that's important. So this form for people that knows about computers, that's very important. Because we have people from jail that did very bad things, they're gonna have an anklet, right? Some of them for the rest of their life, depends how bad it was, we have to keep track. And even on years that we are not going to use anything online except for security reasons. So the cameras will still going on, track people with anklets is still going on. Okay. Now there's something I didn't say before. People that knows how to change computers, they need an anklet as well. Why is that? For us to be safe. For us to be safe with our organization, because we're going to have one laptops for all educational sites, right? And at the plazas, every block or so, gonna have every commercial plaza gonna have a little office with one laptop. I think one laptop is enough. Maybe two, depend how busy is that plaza, maybe two, and everyone that works on that plaza gonna have their proper time to make their reports or something important, to type anything that's important, right? Okay, so every commercial plaza will have those laptops. But we don't want anyone, because there are many smart people, and some people learn not because to be mean, but they can become wreckers. I'm not saying become because that's not a good word. I'm saying like they are like wreckers. They know how to go online and change a system and put something new or different, right? So we have everyone that knows about computer program and how to make them, how to change them, how to, send, because some people can, as we know, right? Some people can change computer online of someone else that's in another country, right? So we know that. Used to be common for people helping each other. So one person from another country. So we don't want anything to happen. So everyone that knows anything on how to change, mostly that I remember here right now, it's for computer programs, right? That they know how to do that, they are going to be tracked for the entire life, because people 80, 90, 100 years old, they is still knowledgeable, right? So we have to be safe. Not 100, because we're not going to, no one gonna live that much, right? I think the limit we're going to, I don't know yet when, up to 89 or 99. So please already figure out. And I think a very few things like that we're going to vote at the conference, the international conference. The families, the approved families, gonna vote, and we're gonna start out with that. And we have 10 years to improve everything. Okay, so the other thing is that no one that have very negative practices and anyone that hurt others gonna live at all those counties. They cannot live, they cannot visit all those counties close to the peace county for the government leader to be safe at all times. So anyone that has, had some background in any negative area, mental problems, or they were upset too easy, they are not going to stay anywhere in the whole state. For that state to be safe, for that counties all around to be safe, and it's forbidden for them to go to that area. Okay? All right. It's not related to form, but once I remember about that subject, I wanna already talk about that. All right. And for every area that, for example, in a country, another, because some countries, they have a lot of negative people doing many negative things related to culture, related to religion, related to whichever it is, violence, right? So if we don't have the proper leaders for that, for the department directors, get young people, because as soon as they are, I think, let's try 24 and older, right? Younger they are, less bad things they did, hopefully, right? So because we need people that really have great peace points. Gonna take longer for us to figure out all this, who gonna be these 10 department directors, much longer than what I imagined before, right? For me, before was already, start approving. Yes, we're gonna start approving, but we want the best people, right? Not only the ones that gonna know how to fill up forms online and to get everything done and go, but we also need to wait maybe a month or so, right, for other people that have good hearts, good practices. They really, they're very sustainable, because they're gonna count points in another area, even that they don't know much about typing computer, right? Gonna take a few more minutes, okay, because they're gonna catch up afterwards, but we need to give a few weeks. So maybe you're gonna take, because we have 4 weeks after the international conference, we already have anyways the 4 weeks for people to have the training, right, with the headquarters in all areas of all types. That's going to be some training online and some training in person with the local people, right? Okay, so we might need 4 more weeks after that. So let's see how it goes. So maybe you can start with residential communities, but like for businesses, for mayors, more important positions, we might wait for more weeks. I think it's reasonable, right? Because they have to compete with others anyways, right? So they need 2 sets of 2 weeks, right? Okay, so anyone that has any previous practice that might hurt the headquarters or the organization in any type, or any government leaders, any of this, they need to have anklets, okay? Even that on their country was accepted to have. But if, if they're dangerous somehow, like I said, for the computers, but also people that act in an instant and hurt others in one way or another, people that did hypnotism for negative things, all of them gonna have their proper anklets until the end of their lives, because they knew they were hurting someone, right? Okay. If they did hypnotism for health, that's different, or to help someone with cure, that's different. But anyone that did spells or anything negative, yes, anklet for the whole life. So 4 points already decided since the person was born. Yes. So if you use, for example, disposable diapers, or if you use cotton, washable, right, diapers, already start with the points right there. It was breastfeed for 2, 4, 6, 8 months, 1 year, up to 2 years. Points with that. Until today, because that's for points, right? Everyone, all details for everything. When we print, it's gonna be smaller. But when people are filling up, gonna be a little bigger, just for the people to be easier to read, right? And check the items up. We also need a form that's gonna be for health, right? And somehow, yes, we need a form for points for help, because, it counts, everything counts, so we need another form. One form is different, just for now, as I already said in another video, that the health clinics need to do. That's something else, right? With most as possible, fill out and get going. And in the future, because everyone for these 2 years need to go every 6 months, and maybe even forever, right? For 6 months, because people need to have a job, right? But for the previous points, it's up to today. We need also health form with all details. And that might be exactly the same as the ones they're filling up at the clinics, right? So you have the pain chart, if they have drugs or not, if they are healthy or not, if they have diabetes, cholesterol, cancer, whichever it is. They have to be honest and fill it up. And for the peace points, it's going to be the points on the side that the doctors doesn't need to know. They're just going to fill up for the doctors. So at the health clinics, they're going to have in paper, right? The most basic things. But for the peace points, going to have the points going to automatically come afterwards. The person that's filling up don't see the points because that's not needed. Or maybe they can see, that's fine. Everything from 0 to 10, right? And yes or no, yes or no. The points that I already gave before. So if you're helping us to make these forms, right, for the families, or also right at the as a volunteer, or if you're helping already at the international conference, it's important for us to have the following. So everything we are going to be based in dollar, right? And also, let's make an adjustment as Brazil, for example. Okay, because some countries, the food is very expensive. Some other countries, the clothes and shoes are very expensive. So for us to have a middle point, right, between countries in development and also developed countries, right? So we have an intermediate, idea for that. So for some items, we are going to have that as a base, $1 for a one good thing, right? So if the person pick up a thing on the street, depend how much, we need all these details. Do you get trash on the street, like once a month or not? So everything as already, not as I said before, because we don't want people to be getting trash any day, anytime, because their hand get dirty, they don't know what's about. Some people might put trash on the street exactly for that person to pick it up. So it's a negative thing. But if the person clean up the street or the beach or a park or something, right, or their community, and put trash, once a month, or so we're gonna get points for that as well. Okay, so the other thing, it's for us about negative practices. Why we're going all the way for everyone until they were born? Because some people did many bad things to others and they disappeared. They went to another country. They changed the business. Like here in the United States, for example, they can file bankruptcy and start all over again, So many things not right. So the right is for people who gonna get most points? Those that did not have bankruptcy in any area, right? That's important. People that were able to pay for their bills all the time. People that did not own credit cards, and there goes. Okay, if they pay off until the organization launching day, whichever they have the notice, then it's okay. Otherwise, they don't. Now, for us to figure out how we can get the points for a person. For example, people own credit card, but they had money at the bank, so they can say, all right, so they have enough, then it's okay. They had enough, because some people, like some countries, for the person to get points, right, credit points, they need to have credit cards. That's the thing they had, for example, United States. But if the person own a credit card or own other people, friends, family, whichever it is, and they did not have that amount at the bank, and then they're gonna lose points. Okay, the other thing that for business is those related to the environment, those that hurt the environment, those that did not hurt the environment in any way. Okay, so you volunteers already have an idea, right? So we have to do everything. And also people that waste food, did not waste food, waste paper, did not waste paper, were consumers in any area, and those that were not, right? They always try to save, they try to, if they had something available, clothes or furniture, they try to offer to their friends or neighbors or family, somebody, right? So all these details does count, okay? And consumers also include those that have too many things at home. They were using or not, that's something else. Other points for that, right? Because some people used to have a lot of guests at home, family came over, and some people just had for themselves a lot of closets, a lot of clothes, a lot of things. So also points, because then it's not sustainable to have too much. Okay, so here you have a basic idea. Let's have forms for all types of always everything in alphabetical order with a number, right? Of course, from A and going on, the numbers for each department, okay? So we're going to have also main titles. So each department gonna have main titles, as already explained here. For work, for example, gonna be many, right? That is department 2 for families. So businesses come on department 2, family practices, vacation, work days, everything goes on that number 2. Is really a lot. So we need to have maybe 4 or 8 different main titles to separate those items and be easier for people to understand. Okay, the other thing we need, it's basic tutorial videos for everything. Like they are filling this out, they need to have a basic instruction, and then the second part, details on how to do it, so people really know how to do it, have the information, they have to be honest, and so on. Gonna be printed only at the end. These things we have to tell people, we have to be honest, because that's another problem. Many people use others that are ignorant, to get them afterwards and make them pay for consequences. That is very mean, very rude. And for everything that people did bad, they're gonna say, do you believe that anyone did hypnotism to you? Or you were mandated. Remember, I talk about that, were mandatory for you. Like in some countries, yes, it happens. Kill this person, kill that person. Not only for drugs, but for different things as well, for land, right? So countries have different things, but yes, some people did it. They didn't find a way to get out of it. So that also we're going to count. They still gonna have the anklet, but they're gonna have some credit for the points if the person mandated, really mandated. They have to write the name of the person, information, and so on. If the person is alive or not doesn't matter now, but they are going to get points or take points out. Okay, when the form is really ready, I think 2 weeks is enough. Everyone need to fill out 2 weeks, and those that need gonna have help, like people walking around to help them. At schools, children, teens can already fill up their forms, right? Even elementary students, let's say second graders and above, right? Already can do the best they can. Let's do first graders. So the first graders and up gonna fill up the form, right? That's related to them. So older students can help them just to go fast and be at these computer classes, even that they're not going to have computer classes, but older students gonna click and help them, right? And first graders and up, everyone of all ages gonna do that. Elders as well gonna have help at the adult education, right? For them to, as soon as they have the password, they can access any computer to keep going, the best as possible, fast as possible. I think 2 weeks, it's plenty of time. The only exception is for people that, for example, are not used to computers at all, gonna have helpers, because the main things to fill out, such as native from all countries, right? They're not used to computers. People sit beside them and help them. That's fine. If they're at school, older or even the same age, other students gonna help them. Gonna be adult checking and walking around all the time. If it's at adult education, gonna have the same thing. Others gonna help them out to go faster, right? So those that go faster also gonna have their own time and get it ready. And I think to be really approved, I think let's give 8 weeks, because we have that 4 weeks training, right, with the headquarters. I think 4 more weeks to give chances, as I said, to people that did have positive practice, but maybe they were not good enough at computers, okay? So they will have time to go to the clinic for health statements and also to fill up the application, because we have a lot of laptops but not so many, right? Okay. All right, so the other thing that we need to put on a computer, this Peace app, it's for these forms, it's the point for volunteering. Because, for example, a father, mother needs to be good, that's their job. They put a child in a planet, it's mandatory, they have to take care of them, right? Okay, so they can get regular good points. If they did not, if they lose a child for health, or if they lost a child for an orphanage or an accident, they lose their points, okay? For anything that happened to that child or teen, didn't survive. Okay, up to 22 years old, they will be in charge of that, if anything happened. Okay, in any way, because somehow they were responsible, because we cannot see, from this country, that country. We're just going to see how is the organizations to be healthy, strong, and alive, right? Okay. But for everything that was a volunteer work, and then they get a double, I think we deserve. I put quite too many points maybe for tree planting, if they help with that or not. But it's very important. So if they really help others, people in need, poor people, or the environment, as we say nowadays, not animals that are extinct or, or people that does not need help, right? For real. So everything gonna be like we believe now with the organization practices. And I think that's reasonable. Put a double, because no one needs to help others. A volunteer work. People help because they want, right? It touched their heart somehow to help someone, right? Or the environment. And volunteer for negative things or not needed things, of course, they don't get any points, right? So everything we are going to do as the organization. Okay, the other thing for points, it's people that just sold negative things or positive things. So if they sold, if they touch their hands, they lose points as well. So such as, for example, alcoholic drinks, right? Supermarkets. Here in Florida, they have it pharmacies or parties, right? Yes, even children's parties. Some people have alcohol there. So we're gonna have these details for parties, for example. If you ever offer alcohol in your children or teens parties, if you ever offer to your adult, so if they ever offer alcoholic drinks at adult parties, because it's still negative, even that many countries let it happen, and some countries did not. The same as people that work in restaurants. Some people work in restaurants that have alcoholic drinks, some people work in other places that did not have them. Also, more points, or if they never touch, less points, or if they didn't have it all, they get much more points. So I'm just trying to give all details for every single thing. And when we print, we're gonna print in a reasonable small letter to fit most as possible in each page. From margin to margin, the most as possible, so we won't be printing, using too many paper. All right. For the children, teens, young adults, elders, everyone gonna fill up at their own educational sites, right? Adults and elders. And they're gonna be putting their password. Everyone gonna have their password. Even the children from first grade, elementary, they need the basic password there, just for us to see which child is each child, right? And all of them gonna have the child in front of them, the helper gonna be beside, because we're going to keep that video to make sure the child was really there, right? Telling all these things, okay? For the children, some questions gonna be just to be easier, gonna be like maybe a video instead of filling up online. No, I think needs to do online anyways, right? The other thing is we have to figure out how we are going to do with very young children, right? So I think we can ask the older siblings if they have, and or family members, right? How we are going to do that, because some can't even talk yet, right? Okay, so for everyone up to 6 years old, 7 years old, how we are going to do? They have this computer, but also something else, such as the video. And if they don't speak yet, right, they're infants, how are we going to do it? It needs to be done, and not only by the father and mother. We need someone else that were related to that family to get the questions properly answered. Okay, so now let's say for teenagers that have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, those that did not also count, people that live alone or live with someone else, right? If they get more points if they were really married, everything exactly how would be for the peace organization rules and guidelines. And the couple, so if they made love, so let's put, I think it's reasonable. What's reasonable? Maybe twice a week, twice or 4, because we cannot have 3, right? So already try to think 2 times, 4 times, but that's an important thing. For this, some details, it's how much the couple respect each other. Children, that's another many questions just related to that, because some parents are afraid of their teens. And for some families, the other way around, right? The teens and children are afraid of their parents. So we have to get all the questions and everything with all the options, or from 0 to 10, or yes, no, okay? So for every the tutorial video, for all this explanation, for people to know what's the extreme, right? From 0 to 10. From simple things such as the pain, and also for good practices they have from 1 to 10. How many times you did this in a month or a week? You know, for us to be reasonable and easy for people to write it down. On time, you know, how long you do that. So we're not only doing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Some items, according to the answer the person put there, the following few questions, you know, they're gonna jump, you know. But it's important for us to make sure those helpers are helping them properly. So, or we leave them at the screen and we have to go over everything again with another helper. You know, that's one option. Because there's two things, because if that answer, child didn't answer properly, gonna skip what? 4 or 5 questions, not good. Okay, for the children, the parents gonna also answer for them. And the children also gonna answer the questions for parents, right? And the people that live alone and had communication with family or not, friends or not. So we need some reference, right? Because the organization already have cameras all over in all countries, right? Those tiny cameras and people, right? So we're gonna check quite many things. We are going to check if it's true or not, right? So it's very important to be 100% accurate. So for children up to 4th grade, we really need everyone, let's make a mandatory. Everyone need to recheck all their items carefully, right? Read them all thoroughly. And have a different helper for the second time, okay? All right, the helper is gonna write their name for us to make sure they really explain details for that child, that elder, whichever it is. So the tutorial is gonna be explained very slowly with words. You know, the tutorial is gonna be, all of them gonna be translated, because that's important for people to understand their own language, not only reading, because some people cannot read yet. We have to keep that in mind, right? So all tutorials gonna be in different languages, spoken and written, just for this first registration time, because the next year everyone can already speak a good English, right? Communicate, I mean, right? But for now, this is important. What I did not say is how much people respect each other, but also for couple. So it does not count only how many times they made love, for example, but how many times they were romantic with each other. That's another thing, right? And if they were healthy, you know, and did properly in a proper way. Proper way is why? All the way. So we have some time, you know, for romantic time, some time for the love making as well, until they get to orgasm and things like that. And also after, you know, because some people, they're just gonna do anything, right? They don't respect and be with their partner for some time. So it's important after, spend a little time together. So all these details we also gonna include, okay? So please add everything for every different department. Also for planting, the food we planting. How many used to have their garden? You know, now or before, and then they put the years. Food, because some parents only buy and buy food and teens order food, buy food, and some really cook at home. So of course, those that cook at home get more points. Prepare food at home that is healthy, with fresh salads, more points. How many items you're cooking, okay? All right, so I think basically it's like that. And so we're really good, and let's go from there. Oh, and also how bad the house was before the 2 days cleanup. You know, packed with furniture, clutter, or, you know, or kind of very neat, very organized, and all this counts as well. Okay, thank you so much. Here we are. Get ready.